Oh, man, let's play it again.
New Black Wall Street Book Club. Evan Jefferson, brother, much love. Educating, elevating, because in knowledge is the power and we'll never give it up. Literature that's for the masses. Where to put your money down, now how to watch your assets. Yeah, uplifting others is a passion. My brother Evan, he will turn it into action. New Black Wall Street Book Club. You should come read with us. Yeah, we comprehend and discuss. If we all just come together, there's no limit for us. Here comes your host. Evan, take it away.
Oh, that's right. Rewind. All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in this morning. It's ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of New Black Wall Street. I want to say welcome to the New Black Wall Street Book Club on this Saturday morning. You know what they say, guys, readers are leaders. That's right, readers are leaders. And so what we're doing is we are depositing new information into our membrane so we can change the way that we think, so we can change the results in our life. And I truly believe this, guys, that wealth begins in the mind. Everybody put that in the comments below. Wealth begins in the mind. You must be wealthy in your mind long before you're wealthy in your wallet. And so what we're doing here, guys, is what people think that we can't do. And that's where black folk come together and they read. Yeah, we got a book club. Black folk reading in this piece. You know something going on. You know, we dangerous now because we are starting to read and starting to put some good stuff into our membrane, guys. So today's episode is brought to you by the sponsor of the show, which is Wealth is a Mindset. Wealth is a Mindset. This book written by our sister from another mister, Miss Shynna Key. The black author here says that mind renewing financial ideas to help you cultivate your financial growth. Now, this is a book that shares a collection of relatable financial awareness topics along with tips and tricks to encourage you to think big when it comes to getting big results while building your empire. So if you are serious about building your empire, well, this book should already be in your library. Of course, we're going to go through it today. We're on chapter 5, which is Just Over Broke. But then also, you can actually get this book if you like. It's only $20. I got them in stock for you. There's some people that ordered but haven't paid. We're about to cancel their order. We still got a couple books left to get out to you guys. And then we also have what you see here is the Ankh-like bookmark. The Ankh-like bookmark. So what you see there is you see the eye of, I guess, Horus, right? You got your African beads, and then on the other side you got your Ankh as well, and this is your bookmark. And these are custom bookmarks for the New Black Wall Street Book Club, and this is also another black manufacturer who actually has created these for us. So you got a black author book, you got a black manufacturer bookmark. You can get all of that. You can get the bookmark if you like for $10, or you can get both of these for a combo of $25. All you got to do is just inbox us your order. Just inbox me your order, and I'll get that thing out to you ASAP rocket. And so that's what we got going on now. Of course, you guys may not know this, but your boy has written a book. It's my pleasure to announce you guys that we are now in pre-order phase. That went into effect on Thursday. So we launched our pre-orders on Thursday. 12 Black Billionaires and How They Built Their Wealth. It's now on pre-order for $19.99. You can actually get the book if you order or pre-order through May, through Mother's Day. Then we're going to give you also our $75 class, which is going to teach you how to buy stock for your kids. I mean, it just makes sense, right? If we're going to be talking about black billionaires and the things that they've done to build their wealth, well, we want to start our kids off on the right track. And you know what they say? Frederick Douglass says this: it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. And so the book that I've written, the reason why I wrote the book is because I want to make sure that our next generation is not in a position where they have to wait till they're 30 or 40 years old to understand that building wealth, being a billionaire is possible for them. And so too often we put the poverty mindset on them, or we put the mindset that the only way that you can be successful is by being an athlete or an entertainer. Well, we're going to change the game up because we're going to learn about the economic giants that are current in our day-to-day, in our own community. Now, here's the deal, man. Most people don't even know who the richest black person in the world is. And matter of fact, we got 12 of them that we're going to uncover in the 12 Black Billionaires. So hopefully you guys get a chance to get that pre-order. It's a book that I believe is going to change our Black world. I believe that this is the Black version of Think and Grow Rich. I think it's just that powerful. I'll be looking to do on school tours. I want to introduce this to middle school students, high school students, and college students. So if you are connected, churches as well, if you're connected and you're saying, you know what, our community, our organization, we need this teaching, because what happens when I go on tours, I actually have a workshop for those participants. Well, they'll go through the workshop, then they have the opportunity to get the book as well. So I really want to do this big, and I need your help. This is where the power of the village comes into play. Everybody put in the comments below the power of the village. See, when we work together, we can go together and we can grow together. Let me say that again. When we work together, we can go together and we can grow together. And that's what it's about for me. I want to make sure that we use this opportunity, use this platform, use this day and age in 2017 to change our world. And we absolutely can do it. Matter of fact, we have to do it. We are all we got. And guess what, guys? That is all that we need. Well, guys, again, just made 3 different offerings for you. You got the book that we're going to be going through today, The Power The Wealth is a Mindset, for $20. You got the bookmark, which is our New Black Wall Street custom bookmark, the Ankh Light bookmark. You get that for $10. And then go ahead and pre-order the book. So you can also get the course, how to teach teaching your kids how to buy, teaching you how to buy stock for your kids when you pre-order 12 Black Billionaires and how they built their wealth by Mother's Day. All right. Well, that's the offerings today. Let's get right to what we need to talk to today. It's going to be chapter 5 that we're going through of Wealth is a Mindset. J.O.B. Just over broke. J.O.B. Just over broke. So let's see what Miss Shynna Key has to write about here on chapter 5. J.O.B. Just over broke. A job is a temporary form of consistent income for a short or long period of time, depending on the type of job and your status on the job. It is never for a lifetime or something you can pass down to your children or grandchildren can inherit. How many guys know you can't pass your job down, right? You can't, they can't inherit your job, right? So that might be something to think about when you start thinking about what you're going to leave for the next generation or your children's children. Well, you can't leave your job to them. How about that? You only get this income if you're able to physically and mentally able to work. If suddenly you get sick or did not plan to miss work, you are chopped and screwed, or your income, that is. There you go, living paycheck to paycheck, or the income that you relied on is gone altogether. There are 3 different classes of people: the poor, the middle, and the wealthy class. All 3 of these classes of people spend their money on different things on payday. Now you got to ask yourself, which category do you fit in? Which category do you fit in? So this is where we're going to start talking about your mindset. There are 3 different classes, but the way those classes are brought about is the way that they think as it relates to how they spend their money. So you ask yourself, am I the poor mindset person? Am I the middle class mindset person? Or am I the wealthy class mindset person? And it's not just what you think that you are. It's actually more than what you think. It's actually how you behave. Let me say that again. It's more than how you think. It's actually how you behave, because your thoughts should lead you to action. And so if there is a contradiction there, you say, hey, I think this, I think this, I think this, but then you do something different. Well, what you really believe is what you do. What you really believe is what you do. So the poor class, they spend their money on just stuff or things that they want. Now, I can admit that I've been that person. When I was younger and when I was immature as it relates to finances and personal finance, personal responsibility, I would take my paycheck and go buy stuff. How many guys have been there? You just used to buy stuff, or you still are buying stuff, right? Just stuff. Everybody put in the comments below stuff. Now, this is the poor-minded person that doesn't understand, poor financially minded person who doesn't understand that their money could actually be a resource or a tool. Your money can be a resource or I'm adding to the book, that's just what I do. It can be a resource or a tool. The middle class, they spend their money on liabilities and struggle by thinking they're doing the right thing with their money. So the poor just buy stuff, right? The middle class, they get liabilities thinking that those liabilities are assets, right? In other words, a liability is something that you owe. You get it, and you might get something with it, but you actually owe. It takes money out of your household, doesn't bring money into your household. Doesn't mean that you don't have something of value, but it's just not producing any more money for you. A liability. The wealthy spend their money on assets. Everybody put in the comments below assets. And see, here's what I learned about wealthy people. And the reason why the Black Billionaires, the 12 Black Billionaires is not just a book, it's a study. Because once you begin to study, if you want to be wealthy, you got to do what wealthy people do. And if you want to do what wealthy people do, then you got to learn what wealthy people do, right? You got to learn what they do in order for you to do what they do. And that is a study. Everybody put in the comments below study. See, here's what I go. When I go into the schools and the colleges and I talk to the young folks about money, here's what I say to them. How many of you guys want to be rich? Many of them say they want to be rich. How many of you guys want a big house, a big mansion or something like that? Many of them want a big mansion with a big house, right? And I say, well, think about the mansion. I want you to imagine right now that mansion. You know, you've probably been to one. Tyler Perry's got a mansion. Evander Holyfield had a mansion, whatever, right? It's a mansion. And so when you go into a mansion, right, that you see, when you first walk in, you got the big doors that wide. I want you to imagine this, right? You got the big doors that open, right? You walk into that mansion, the foyer, you look up, you see the chandelier, right? You see that? You guys seeing that? You see that? This your mansion we talking about now. This is your mansion. You're going to have this mansion now. So you walk in, big doors wide open, right? You walk into your foyer, you got your chandelier up top, you got your staircase going up to the second floor, right? Right? This is your mansion. Now, as you walk into your foyer, you look to the left. When you look to the left, there are these accordion doors that flip open, right? What's that room that's in the mansion? Every mansion that you go in, the first room, when you look to the left, got the accordion doors. What is that room called? What is that room? Again, you walked into the mansion, front doors wide open, in the foyer, you see the chandelier, right? You see the staircase going up to the second floor. You turn to the left, there's some accordion doors. What is that room that's inside that mansion? To the left, the first room that you see when you go into a mansion. Anybody got me? Woo, this is what I do when I love teaching. I love teaching this stuff. My goodness. I know Tyrese knows because he's been in my class before. Anybody else? What is that room in your mansion? It's the first room on the left. It's got accordion doors. Yes. It is called, somebody said a library, but no, it is a library, but it's actually called a study. See, here's the principle that I want you to understand, is that wealthy people have big libraries. Poor people have big televisions. Wealthy people have big libraries. Poor people have big televisions. Now, I'm not saying that wealthy people don't have big television either, but they have a big library. And some of you guys say, well, they have a big library because they're rich. And I would say to you, no, they are rich because they have a big library. See, life is a study. And all wealthy people have a study. Now, my question to you is, if you're saying that you have a wealthy mindset, do you have your own library? Do you have your own study? Do you have your own office? Because you're building your mansion, you're building your empire right now. Got to change the way that we think, and we'll change the results in our life. Now do you see why I continue to travel across the country, going from school to school to try and impact the next generation so we can plant that seed in their mind at an early age, because it says, train a child in the way in which they shall go, and they shall not depart from it. But not too many of our children are being taught wealth is a mindset. Not many children of our generation, of our community, are being taught about the Black billionaires. Not too many children in our community even know about Black Wall Street. something is wrong. Let's get back to the book. So the wealthy class spend their money on assets, things that are going to make them money, whether it's now or in the future, such as education. Everybody put in the comments below, education is an asset. Education is an asset. Such as education. If you get a college degree, you will be able to make more money in your field versus a person without a college degree. A few other things they spend their money on are investments and build businesses. Now, the only time a job is not just over broke is when you make enough to invest, to save, pay bills, and enjoy your life. The only time that a job is not just over broke is when you make enough to invest, to save, to pay your bills, and enjoy your life. In the words of Benjamin Franklin, make more than you spend, and you have a recipe for happiness. But if you spend more than you make, you will have a recipe for misery. So I got to ask you today, for those that are watching right now, are you creating a recipe for happiness by making more than you spend, or have you created a recipe for misery by spending more than you make? And I think Dave Ramsey says this best: act your wage. Act your wage. Let's turn J.O.B, or just over broke, into the other J.O.B, which is jumpstart our business. Turn the negative into a positive. Well, here we go with Keys, or Shynna Keys, your sister from another mister who's wrote this wonderful book. Of course, you can order this book by inboxing me and let me know you want to order. It's $20 to get the book. Her keys are her tips and tricks for this particular chapter. Number 1, practice changing your mindset. Believe that wealth is a mindset. Number 2, put together your budget sheet to see how much money is coming in and going out. How many of you guys have a budget for 2017? Matter of fact, how many of you guys actually created a budget for April? How many of you guys are preparing to create your budget for May? See, if you don't keep track of your money, I think most of us understand how much is coming in, because most of us have a job. We know we get paid every 2 weeks. It's the same amount every week, week in and week out. But not too many of us are tracking how much is going out. And so we tend to spend more because our eyes are bigger than our wallet. We tend to spend more because we don't track. We just refuse to make that a priority or an important piece of our life, to track our money. But here's the deal. You don't want to track your money, but I can guarantee you, if you had a $20 bill in your wallet right now, or your purse, right, and for some reason you picked your purse up and that $20 was missing, you go looking for it and you'll be tracking that thing all day long. You will turn a house up for that $20 bill, but yet you won't do something simple like track your expenses. And I'm telling you guys that if you learn to track your expenses, you will be amazed at how much money that you are letting slip through your hands because we're careless with our finances. So don't be lazy in tracking. Don't be lazy in your budget and be careless with your spending. That's a recipe for disaster. Being lazy with your finances, being lazy with your budget, with your expenses, with your tracking, and being careless with your finances is a recipe for financial disaster. And don't blame anyone else, because you continue to make the decision to spend more than you make. Number 3, cut out any unnecessary spending habits. Now, how will you know if you have a spending habit if you don't track your expenses? Now, I know some of you guys like, I'm not good at that. I need some help. Okay, I got you. We do have a budgeting opportunity for you. We do some budgeting for you to be able to help you out. I'm not going to do it, but I do have people in my network that will actually help you actually start, at least do the first budget for you, show you how easy it is, set you up on a system that you can go in and easily go do month in and month out. So prepare your budget, track what is going out, cut out any unnecessary spending habits. See, here's what happens. Although your income might not, we're not even talking about your income right now. Although your income might not change today, your expenses can change. Let me say that again. Although here's the you got, I want you to get this in your head. Although your income might not change today, your expenses can change. Because your income or what you get paid for your job, you don't really control. But you do control what you spend. You do control the decisions that you make of where you spend your money. You do control whether you go out and spend that $20 to get in the club. You do control if you buy 2 drinks while you're there. You do control. See, I want you to stop complaining. Everybody put this in the comments below. Stop complaining about what you don't control and start complaining about what you do control. See, we spend too much time and effort and energy and waste our day talking about things that we cannot control. But we put little energy into the things that we can control. And one thing that you can control is where you spend your money. And it's not until that time that you take some personal responsibility about where you spend your money that your life, your financial life will change. Now, here's the deal. I want you to transition at some point in your life when you decide to do so, because at some point you're going to get sick and tired of being broke. At some point you're going to get sick and tired of having to deal with the bills that come in and the calls from collections. At some point you are going to decide in your life that you are going to take control of your finances. At some point you're going to do that. And when you decide that enough is enough, then I want you to start to transition from being a spender to being an investor. That's right. I want you to transition from being a spender to being an investor. Now, what does that look like? Well, it doesn't necessarily mean that you invest in a company like Amazon, which just happens to be, about to make Jeff Bezos the richest man in the world, and most of us have just been watching and participating. Let me just not go there. What I'm saying is this. As an investor or as a wealthy mindset, you begin to evaluate. Everybody put in the comments below, evaluate. You begin to evaluate. Everybody put in the comments below, evaluate. So when your mind changes, you begin to evaluate. Now, what does this mean? You evaluate every dollar that comes out of your hand. And every dollar that comes out of your hand, you ask yourself, what is the return on the investment for this dollar that I'm spending? Now, it goes even further than this, because there's another principle that time is more valuable than money. So then you say, out of this hour, out of this 30 minutes, out of this time that I'm spending, what is my return? And you begin to evaluate how you spend your time, how you spend your money, and you start to look for a return. In other words, you no longer have these fruitless conversations with people that are leading you nowhere, because you say, is this worth my time? And if you can't see a return other than negativity, other than, fruitless conversation, because it says idleness is the devil. It said, idle chatter leads only to poverty. That's what the good book says. Idle chatter leads only to poverty. So you stop having these conversations that are leading you to poverty, right? So you start to evaluate where you spend your time, where you spend your money, and you ask, what is the return that I'm getting? And if what you're getting is negativity, what you're getting is broke, busted, and disgusted, you begin to stop doing those things and you start doing things that are fruitful instead of fruitless. See, if you want to harvest in your life of abundance, right? And it's not just money, of abundance, you have to evaluate your seed, right? Your time is a seed. Your money is a seed. You evaluate the ground and you want to look for good ground in order to plant your seed, the time that you spend and the money that you spend. See, right now, you're spending some time. And ask yourself, what is the return on my investment for this time that I'm spending virtually with the New Black Wall Street Book Club? And if you feel that you're getting a great return on your investment, then you continue to show up. But if you feel like this is a waste of your time, then I won't see you tomorrow. You see, that's how you think. You say, well, is this worth my time? I'll come back. Is this not worth my time? Well, I'm not showing up, right? And then when you start to get that return, you go to another level. You start liking and sharing, right? You start sharing the good news with everybody else because you see that it's worth your time. So now I want you to start to ask as you transition, because some of you guys aren't ready to transition, but those who are, wherever you spend your money, ask yourself this: is it worth my money? I'm giving you all this stuff that I give to all the colleges and the high schools across the land. And this is why I wrote the book, so that I can go on tour and I can bring investment education to the urban community. And that book is going to be my ticket into the churches. That book is going to be my ticket into the schools. That book is going to get me indoors that I couldn't get in before. But I need your help. If you are serious about changing our economics, then help me open up more doors. And then last but not least, Miss Shynna, getting back to the book. I'm sorry, I just feel like teaching this morning. Okay. Number 5, research an investment company and start investing. Research an investment company and start investing. So we just got through with chapter 5, real quick and simple. These are real quick. I like it. It's real quick to the point. I don't have to read a whole 15 pages. I can get right to it. Wealth is a Mindset by Miss Shynna. Again, this is your sister from another mister. When you buy this book, you support me. When you buy this book, you support her. And that is automatically circulating your dollars right back within your very own community. See, I was doing this for a while and I was promoting a lot of other books. But then I decided I need to start promoting more Black authorship so that we can practice what we preach, which is group economics, right? So you can get the book for $20. If you'd like to get that, just go ahead and inbox us your order. You can get the Arc Light bookmark, where you're going to get the custom-made New Black Wall Street bookmark. You can get that for $10. If you want to get both, well, we'll do a special for you through the weekend. You can get both for $25. Just text us what you like. I mean, not text us, inbox us what you like to order. We'll get that thing out to you. And again, we do have our pre-order going on for the 12 Black Billionaires, How They Built Their Wealth, the book that I've written to make sure that we capture our history. And then we teach this to our families. I want to change the conversation at the kitchen table. I want to start talking about the Black billionaires of our time. I mean, we had Mansa Musa, we had Madam C.J. Walker, but who right now are the wealthiest Black people in the world? That's something I think is worth the study. How about you? And I've learned that if I want to be wealthy, then I need to learn what wealthy people do. Well, guys, ERGJ is certified financial educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street. I'll put it out and I said, help me open up more doors so we can take this book across the country and across the world, and we can teach our children what they need to know about money, about wealth, about building an empire. Well, I want you guys to remember this, that it takes a village. It starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
New Black. It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. With your host, Evan Jefferson. It's time for us to go. Yeah. Now, you ain't got to leave the computer, but we encourage you to get out there and learn and apply all the things you learn at the New Black Wall Street Book Club.